One of the great joys of working in Hollywood was meeting a guy called Jay Roach. Jay Roach was my writing assistant. Jay went on to direct some of the Austin Powers movies, Meet the Parents, and we had shared ideas with each other as I was writing and he was working with me, and eventually we became collaborative writers. But he turned me onto a guy called Joseph Campbell, and Joseph Campbell was a professor of mythology and had worked at a place called Sarah Lawrence, and was supposedly the inspiration for how George Lucas was able to write Star Wars using the beliefs that Joseph Campbell had discovered. And his belief was that if you looked at all the major legends, adventure stories, parables, and the elements of the world's culture of hero journeys, that the characters went through exactly the same story beats in every story. Not necessarily perfectly in order, but they were so similar that what it came down to, there was really only one story, which was the journey of a hero, a human being. And these stories had purpose. They moved people, human beings, in a way that they'd lasted through all of time. So what that made me wonder, and I'd also been the privilege to work with a guy called Marshall McLuhan, who was a professor of media and communications, made me wonder, why do we watch stories? What is the purpose of watching a movie? And I think I've come to the conclusion that it's to learn about ourselves, that we only pay attention to stories that have conflict in them, a change of status, a change of relationship, a change of danger. And we learn from the characters on the screen, and we kind of store away in the back of our head the things that they do is in order to accomplish escaping from Jaws, or marrying that woman that they want, or avoiding the bully, getting them and becoming the hero. Those things, I think, are very basic biological human issues, and when they say there's only 7 major plots, I think that's because there's only 7 major human issues that we deal with. And I think if you almost surrender to your writing skills, that your organic sensitivity will bring out stories that are going to naturally appeal to people, because as long as you're dealing with certain truths, and as long as your actors are dealing with those truths in the way that they perform, and we think a good performance is one where we feel the reality of the behavior, I believe we're learning from those, and I think that the front of our head is kind of watching the story, and I can catch the back of my head actually making little calculations about me as a result of watching them. So I really think that one of the reasons we feel that we're not enjoying a play or a piece or an acting performance is that it doesn't touch those basic biological places that make us feel that it's a valuable experience. But we will stay compelled, and we'll watch TV over and over and over again, where the good guy catches the bad guy and prevents them from taking down society. And that's because as a pack animal, as a creature that's gained its ability to survive over billions of years, those things are very important. And so we pay attention to them, and we don't necessarily pay attention to things that are contrived and not real and don't have a kind of basis in our own needs. That doesn't mean to say those things are unimportant. They're artistic and interesting, but I believe the primal thing is stories affect human beings, and if you can write from the heart, and there's a kind of a biological basis, you know, a baby, a marriage, a chance to succeed, an avoidance of starving, a righting of wrongs, these moralities and these conflict issues become very important things to watch, because we, as the human that we've evolved to be, will always pay attention to them because we're designed to learn from them.